Hey, welcome back to my channel, N7RVP here. Today I'm going to walk you through a real fast tour of my emergency solar generating system and give you an idea of what I use to generate power for my ham radio shack and a small portion of my home. So my emergency solar system is designed to provide 100% 24/7 power to my ham radio station and my Arden station, and also to provide emergency power to 6 of my most needed circuits within my main home breaker box as needed. The system is a 24-volt system with a 24 to 13.8 volt converter that powers my radios. So even though I have a 24-volt system, I do have a converter that converts the 24 volts to 13.8 volts. I have 3 325 watt solar panels that produce 975 total watts of output. The panels feed a 40 amp charge controller, which in turn charges my 4 100 amp hour 12 volt lithium iron phosphate battle-born batteries configured for 24 volts. The 24 volt battery output feeds my 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter, which converts the 24 volts from the batteries to 110 volts alternating current. The 110 volts produced by my 2000 watt inverter then is routed to my 6 circuit transfer switch, and the transfer switch is then wired into the 6 most critical circuits within my home circuit breaker box. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'll walk you through the I'll walk you through the system and show you how it's mounted and how it works, and let's just get right to it. We'll meet you out at the out in the garage where the main system is located. So here is the brains of my entire solar system. This is what makes everything tick. So first of all, as you've seen up above, I've got 3 solar panels that are 325 watts apiece for a total of 975 watts, which is almost a kilowatt, just a hair shy of a kilowatt. So those solar panels, they are coming in from the roof via these wires right here, and they come in to my solar controller right here, and the solar panels come into the solar controller, and the solar controller makes all the mathematical decisions on what's going on with the system. And it takes its decision-making process and spews it out these cables to the batteries. My batteries are 4 100 amp hour battle-born 12 volt batteries connected so that we've got 24 volts total coming out of the batteries. From the batteries, the juice goes into the 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter, which has a surge capacity of about 4,000 watts. So that if you've got or when you have a surge, such as your refrigerator starting up, that surge, it takes care of the surge, and then it drops it back to the typical running power. And this here is the shunt. And what the shunt does, it measures all of the electricity coming to and from the batteries. And you can access this via Bluetooth on your cell phone to give you the information, all the information that every bit of information that you wanted, what we're afraid to ask for, about what's going on with the solar system. And also, this meter here is the meter for the controller, and this gives you what your solar panels are doing, what your batteries are doing, and how much power you've generated, how much power you've used. Again, lots of great information. Everything that is part of the negative group of the battery system is attached, all attached on this bus bar. And I have, on the positive side, I have two 50 amp fuses that take care of anything overage of voltage or amperage that may occur that may be detrimental to the system. Don't anticipate those things ever running amok, but it's a very good possibility that they, well, it's not a very good possibility, it's a remote possibility that they could possibly run amok, and they're there to take care of that for the safety features. So it's relatively simple. There's not many components to the system at all. The brains, the controller, the batteries, the inverter, which converts the 24 volts to 110 volt AC. And then from there, we'll switch over and I'll show you the transfer switch. So right here is my transfer switch, and it's got 6 circuits, and my 2000 watt inverter comes over. There's this hardwired cord that comes from the inverter, and I have it plugged into the transfer switch. This transfer switch is typically designed to plug in a gas generator into the system and add the power to our household circuit box. But of course it can be used for any input, and right now I'm using it for solar input. But basically I've got six circuits here. Circuit A runs the freezer, Circuit B runs the back bedrooms and the entire ham shack, Circuit C runs the bathrooms, Circuit D runs the furnace motor and blower, Circuit E runs the kitchen ceiling lights and the master bedroom, and Circuit F runs the kitchen plugs, including the kitchen refrigerator. And those are the circuits that I deem most critical to keeping the house running while we have an emergency off-grid power outage. And this circuit box or transfer switch goes directly into the panel here, and I have each 6 of these circuits identified here on which switch they use. And when you flip this switch, it automatically severs the power in the circuit box and switches it over to solar power. So if I were to switch this circuit D up like that, it would no longer, the furnace would no longer be getting power from the circuit box if there was power, and it would be running strictly on solar power, which now it is because I have the D switch turned on, which is allowing the solar panels and the solar system to power circuit D. Same thing would be true of all 6 of those circuits if I had them all flipped up. So, and then these, of course, these are the watt meters. They tell you how many watts each of these circuits are using. And typically with all the circuits on, inverter, everything, all these up, I typically put idle around 900 watts, and then occasionally with a surge from the refrigerator or something, it'll jump up to 11 or 1200 watts, something like that. But the inverter handles it just fine. So that's basically the brains of the outfit.